Might as well get thrown out. Go ahead and get thrown out.
It's a great day, sports world. What's up to all the sports lovers, the haters, the addicts, and the fanatics? This is Larry Patterson for GT365. It's Game Time 365 Sports right here on the GTSN. It's the Game Time Sports Network. Here with my man Amon, episode 4. My man representing the Raiders today.
You know it, man.
I wish it was a better hat, but
I mean, you know, Raiders, Broncos.
Yeah, you should have put the Kings hat on. You know, you should have been representing.
Let's speed this up, bro, because you're trying to
be And we got Wrestlemania business to talk about. We're gonna talk about that toward the end of the show. But for right now, we're gonna start you off with a topic that we pretty much been talking about all week. About did NIL destroy college sports? And I say that because, you know, you had all the transfers and stuff like that going on. And I showed you a post. And the post said, the transfer portal opened today. And this comes from Joshua Caraway. And he said, I decided to check how many NCAA college football players are currently active in the portal. 10,271 players are in the transfer portal right now. He said it's not a typo. 10K plus guys are looking for new homes. 6,426 are D1 players. 3,845 are D2, D3 guys looking to move up. Did NIL ruin college sports?
Man, Nick Saban said it a while back, man, that, you know, it change of the new guard. So he got out while he could. I understand. But did NIL ruin college sports? No, I don't believe so. They've been doing it for years. You know, now they're just putting making it official. I mean, people were getting paid back in the 80s and 90s, you know, under the table. So no, I don't think it ruined college football or college sports in general per se. I think now the only difference now is that, you know, the kids, they know their value coming out 5-star recruits. You know their value, and you're going to have to pay accordingly, you know. I mean, it depends on which, you know, and we know boosters, they're going to definitely pay to put a winning product on the field. Just look at Michigan, for example. They paid Underwood, reportedly $10 million, and for the longest time, we thought LSU was going to snatch him up, number one quarterback in the nation. And last minute, somebody came in and, hey, I got 10 M's for you. And it changed the game. But, you know, it does sway towards the Power Fives for sure. But I don't think it's ruining the game. Kids just know their value. And I look at NIL like this, excuse me. It's just a way of having you have a better college experience. It's not the end all be all, because we already know that there's a certain percentage of college athletes that are going to go pro, and certain athletes they're going to have regular jobs after their 4 years of eligibility. But my only thing with NIL is, you know, like Nico did, for example, thinking the grass is green on the other side. We all know that he had I think was 3.5, 4. You know, he won it from Tennessee. Mm-hmm. I think he was making 2.5, 2.7. And, you know, I think he kind of, I don't want to say he played himself, but his people in his ear, it's just my personal opinion, gave him some bad information. Like now you get UCLA with 1.75. So it's like, man, stay at Tennessee, take that 2.5 and be happy, man. And another direction I'm going with this, and this may be another topic for another day. How does the 10% that do make it to the league, especially for quarterbacks, you up for a big contract and you got history of, hey, look what you did with this NIL money 4 years ago. You won a whole lot. What's your chance of me spending $275, $300 million? I'm gonna kind of like pause for cause, if that makes some sense. So in the grand scheme of things, I don't think it ruined NIL. I mean, ruined college. I just think, you know, it's, you know, kids are getting their worth, and rightfully so.
Yeah, and I agree pretty much with everything that you said. We've been talking behind the scenes, and I mean that's basically the reason why this topic came up because Nico. I'm not even. I'm not. I always have trouble with his last name, but
Yes,
I'm not even going to even disrespect it. But he, going through his situation, and I think basically he saw Carson Beck get a bag, and I guess he looked at that and like, hey, I'm better than Carson Beck. Let me see if I can get a bigger bag. Like you said, he thought the grass is green on the other side. The thing with that is like you said, when it comes to draft process, it makes the GMs and everybody, makes them look at you a certain way, and it could slip your draft style, your draft position. So you look at like not Bo, Clemson head coach,
Dabo.
Dabo Sweeney. He's not a big fan of the NIL. A couple other coaches not a fan of the NIL, because it's not the old way of doing things. But if you see the way that like the Ohio States just coming off of national championship, Michigan just won a national championship last year. It's like they're buying in to this new wave. I mean, it's not really new. It's just coming to the forefront because, like you said, they've been getting paid under the table for so many years. You know, Nick Saban probably racking up SRTs, left and right, millions of dollars.
Them boys had Lambos. Boys had Lambos before they even before spring ball, man. Come on now.
Yeah, so I think it's just a new way. And hey, I said a couple years ago that it wouldn't be long before high school players start getting NIL too. And I think in some cases, like you look at some big high school states like Texas and Florida and Georgia. I mean, they probably are getting big money down there just to play high school sports. So I mean, it kind of diminishes the passion, and the drive, getting to that level. But I mean, hey, get it while you can.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely. I'm never gonna fault a player for getting money, man. Like you know your value. You're worth what the school's willing to pay you. And then if you don't, you don't like it, this I'm gonna hit the portal. I'm gonna hit the portal. And I'm gonna hit the portal. I mean, but all in all, it's like you said, the high school thing, that's gonna be very interesting. We looking, I don't know how immediate that's gonna hit, but I mean it's coming though. It's gonna be definitely gonna be a trickle down effect between, college and high school. So it should be very interesting in the next couple of years.
yeah, and then for those kids that following these guys' footsteps is like, yeah, the money, it's not always greener on the other side because you could get more money going to this school over here, but your situation might not be like it was over here. You know,
Mm-hmm.
offensive line might be messed up. You might have to do more work. You fussing. It's like, hey man, you getting paid about $4 million. You know what I'm saying?
4.3 million. Oh my lord.
4.3 in college, like that's crazy. But hey man, we'll see what happens with Nico and where he'll sign and the future of college sports. I just thought that we spend a couple minutes to talk about that. The next topic that we have, we're going to touch on the top 10 running backs. The draft is next week,
Getting close,
Thursday.
bro. Getting close. Getting super close.
We'll talk behind the scenes on how we want to do this thing next week. But we got the top 10 running backs in this year's draft. And it don't have to be in any particular order. Who are your top 10 in top 10 running backs in this year's draft?
Man, top 10. You said in no order, right? So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this a little different. I'm gonna go. I'm a big fan of Caleb Johnson. I'm a big fan of Travion. I'm a big fan of Junkins. Your boy Giddens out of Kansas State.
Hmm.
Oh man, it's like 14, 15 running backs deep, man. Neal out of Kansas. Of course, you got my guy from Boise State, Omarion Hampton. Whew, no order, man. It's so
Yeah.
many. Your boy from Virginia Tech, I can't think of his name. I don't want to butcher his name, but he ran like
Uh,
a four. He ran like a 4.2, 4.3. I don't want to butcher his name, be disrespectful, but he's another sleeper. Oh, it's so many. It's. I think this class, I probably didn't name 10, but man, it's just so many. You can't think of all their name. What about Ollie Gordon, man? He was. Remember 2 years ago, Ollie Gordon was that guy.
he was
Now,
like one of the best backs in college football, and like he kind of slipped this year, and I think
yep,
that was due to the offense that he was in,
yeah,
and maybe with injuries or whatever. But the running back that you're referring to, Bashal Tutton from Virginia Tech,
yes,
yeah.
yes, sir.
Some writers had him coming to us, which I feel like is a good fit. You know, he runs hard, man.
You're burner.
Um, go ahead.
I said he's a burner, man. He's like he's out of there. Then you have the guy you got Kyle Monungai, Damian Martinez. Monungai was at Rutgers. Damian Martinez for Miami. Man, it's just so many backs, man. You can legit. I went down and looked at the big board, just running backs. I literally counted maybe 14 to 15 starters that you can probably get out of this year's class. Homeboy from Tennessee, Dylan Sampson.
Sampson, yeah.
Trevor Etienne from Georgia, productive backs, man. So I've seen there's about 14 to 15 starters, maybe a few more that you can get out this draft, man. But it's so deep, man. And that's where, you know, teams picking in the top 10 like us value, how do you value running backs, man? When you get that game, if there's a game changer right there at pick 6, and we all know who that is, how can you not turn that card in April 24th, man? So yeah, man, it's so many of them, and if you're a team that needs a running back or two, there's no excuse why you can't come out the draft with 2 running backs, third, fourth round, and have quality depth in that room for sure.
Who's your sleeper?
My sleeper. I'm gonna say Caleb Johnson, man. I think Caleb Johnson is a sleeper. I'm getting Nick Chubb vibes. Nick Chubb vibes from Caleb Johnson. And we all know how when Nick was healthy in the league, he was 1 or 2, no lower than that. So I'm gonna go with Caleb Johnson. He's physical. He has great vision. Playing in the Big Ten, Iowa, they have a good running game because that quarterback McNamara was the transfer from Michigan. He's not the best quarterback or whatever to have, but Kirk, they're going to run the ball, produce good offensive linemen. So my sleeper is Caleb Johnson. What about you, boss?
Yeah, I was gonna say Caleb Johnson. I'm gonna switch it though because I really do love Caleb Johnson due to some of the things that you said. Coming from the run first system, Iowa, they've been run first for a while. They know how to block. You know what I'm saying, stuff like that. So I will say Caleb, but since you said that, I'm gonna say DJ Giddens as my sleeper. I love DJ Giddens, his speed, his vision as well, the way he can break tackles. Like you said, there's legit like 10 to 15 guys that can actually start. Full-time starter, I'm not sure. But starting this league, definitely for sure. So I'm going to go Ashton, and these are in particular order. I'm going to go Ashton, of course. Speaking of Ashton, he could be going to y'all. Y'all sitting at 6. We talked about on past episodes. It's different multitude of ways that y'all can go. And y'all need a running back. Ashton's right there. There's talks about Jacksonville potentially getting him. So he's pretty much a hot commodity right now. Amari and Hampton, I'm going to go with him at 2. I like his power, his speed, his vision sometimes. I'm not really too crazy about, but once he gets into a system, they can coach him right. I feel like he can take that next step like to the next level and just like really go. Travion Henderson at 3, and Quishon Juggins at 4 with those 2. Pass blocking. pass blocking, pass blocking, pass blocking. And that is one of the traits that you need, going into, for offense that provides some kind of value. When you can pass block, oh man. Plus,
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, it gets you on the field quicker too.
Yes, it
gets you on
does.
the field a whole lot quicker for sure.
Yeah, plus the speed. I think he didn't he have a foot injury.
I want to say at Ole Miss he may have had a little something going on. I'm not sure, but we'll definitely look into that. I want to say he had like something going on.
Okay, so we got Travion, we got Quashawn Juggins at 4, Caleb Johnson at 5. I know, but I got Caleb Johnson at 5. I really like him though. I got DJ Giddens at 6. I got Damian Martinez at 7 from Miami. Donovan Edwards from Michigan sitting at 8. And I got Devin Neal at 9 from Kansas. I feel like will he be a full-time starter in the league? No. Will he be able to start some games and get some production for you? I feel like yes, he can.
100%.
And then Cam Scatterbo at 10.
I ain't even mentioned Cam.
Yeah, yeah. I think with him, it's all about what system he goes to, because he can be like a Swiss Army knife, depending on what system he goes to. And it's the proof is all right there on the tape, especially what he did this past season. So I'm gonna go Cam Scatterbo for Arizona State, and all of these guys pretty much should be picked. And then don't forget about the late round guys and then the undrafted guys too that come through as well. So we got us a little running back draft talk in. Now we're gonna jump in to the main event.
Oh yeah, this is the show right here.
It's the main event. We got WrestleMania 41 tonight. All my wrestling fans out there. If you like wrestling, yay. If you don't like wrestling, get out. So we're gonna run through these matches real quick. Did you see Stand and Deliver tonight?
I didn't. I missed it. I'm probably gonna catch it probably tomorrow morning after I get through tonight. I mean tomorrow morning. I'll catch it before I get started. Don't ruin it for me, man. I know I missed.
I thought you gonna say nothing. remember you ruined the SmackDown for me one time.
Hey man, that was only because it was only like 3:00 in the evening. I'm like, yo, what's going on? I feel like they overseas. So my boy at work, and I'm like, yo, they lost the tag titles. And I was like, oh, my boy ain't even seen the match. I felt so bad though, man. But yeah, don't ruin it for me, man. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get on Twitter here after we record, and they're gonna expose everything as well. So,
did you see SmackDown last night?
I seen SmackDown for like 30 seconds because I was watching the play-in game, but I did see some of Seth Rollins' quote-unquote pipe bomb little dialogue he had going on, but I didn't really catch on SmackDown. So
I didn't see that, but the only reason why I asked you because I wanted to see if you had saw the Street Profits. They defended the titles last night.
Yeah, I did see something this morning where they like Nick Aldis. He wanted to put it up in a fatal 4-way or something like that. That's a WrestleMania. Yeah. That's none of my business, though.
Yeah, my thing is, why take the titles from them, from the actual champion, and then DIY came down and stole the belts. So that's how Nick Aldis got the belts. You have to watch it. It makes no sense. But tonight is night one, and let's go through each match, and if you got your perspective on what you want to put on it. First, we got the War Raiders, Eric and Ivar. They're going to put the titles on the line against the New Day, Kofi and Xavier, for the World Tag Team Championships. I think the New Day is about to win the belts back. The War Raiders have had a good run as champions. But I think that this spot right here, WrestleMania, the New Day is no strangers to the spotlight. I think this is their time to do it. What you think?
Yeah, man, I think that the War Raiders they've I'm gonna lie, they've been low key impressing me over this little run that they have. I mean, I don't know too
Yes.
much. They've been impressive. They got good chemistry in the ring with each other. All four of the guys, they got good chemistry in the ring. All the whole tag team division do. But I think New Day being the seasoned veterans and been there, done that, and been on the biggest stages. Even when they had Big E, I just think they're going to handle their business tonight, and might get a surprise on that match, man. We might, who knows, man. Somebody might come back from that neck injury and might ruin the New Day's night. We'll see. So.
Like I want to say it was like January or February. It was early part of the year. Remember, he had that confrontation with them in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
I still feel like that's not over yet.
Still
no.
Something to that. Something's underlying there, and I feel like he's ready. I think he's ready to come back. I want to say he got cleared. I could be wrong, but if he's cleared, too. If he's cleared, I can see him making a pop up tonight here in the next hour or so.
Okay, so we both got a New Day.
New Day.
All right. By the way, I do think that the War Raiders is a better tag team than the Viking Raiders. I know they're the same guys, but
presentations a little
different. Yeah. Yep. So we have Ray. Is it Ray Phoenix? This is Ray Phoenix. Well, it's Ray Mysterio. And he's going to be going up against the greatest luchador ever in El Grande Americano, aka Chad Gable. What you think about this, man? I think Chad Gable gonna come out on top on this one.
Give me Chad. Chad has don't get me wrong. I didn't know Ray was 50 years old. Ray is 50. And flying around that Joker like he's 25.
Yeah.
But give me Chad. Give me Chad Gable tonight. He's been there, done that. Yes, it's been a mid card guy, low card guy, but he's a dog. He's a beast. He's one of the top 5 wrestlers in the WWE right now. You can say industry for that matter. He can work with anybody. He reminds me of who can wrestle with a stick and make a good show. He reminds me. I know this cliche. Kurt Angle. He reminds me of Kurt Angle a little bit. He can wrestle with a stick and make the stick look $100 million. You know what I mean? Just give me Chad. Give me Chad Gable tonight. I will say El Grande or whatever, but give me Chad tonight. I look for him to put on the show and come out on top and boost him into the upper tier championship program for sure. I can see him definitely holding the championship title here in the next year or two. I definitely can see that.
And he deserves it. I think it's long overdue. The work he's been putting in, especially like with the what's his group? What's his group?
I can't think of it right now.
I can't think of it right now. Why is my mind?
It's like 4 of them. I know. I can't think of it right now.
Yeah, but he definitely is. A title needs to be in that stable somewhere. So
yes, sir.
I'm gonna go with El Grande Americano. The next matchup, Jade Cargill against Naomi, and we know what happened with that. Naomi pushed her off. Jade missed some time. Did you see Naomi been going off here lately?
Bro, I told some of my homeboys, I said, yo, they need to go ahead and take their phones from them, but they've been beefing on Twitter. I mean, they been going crazy. I'm like, yo, Triple H don't see this. Like, I know he see what Naomi tweeting out here, but I love it though. It's it's the evolution of WWE. 10 years ago, they won't having this. It's the new generation, new guard. So social media is a big influence. Social media is everything. Hit send on your phone, and everybody, the whole world gets to see it, man. But I'm taking Jade tonight. Taking Jade, but I wouldn't be surprised if we get a little heel turn tonight. From EST of WWE. It's long overdue. But I think Jade, WWE want to put a good showing on from Jade. She's kind of been in the background for a little bit, getting performing on her ring skills, and because they say she wasn't the most polished girl in the ring or polished
Right.
wrestler. So, but I think that she's at a spot now to where she can handle a one-on-one versus Mania. So I'm gonna take Jade tonight over Naomi and get her revenge for the attack she had a few months ago on SmackDown.
You going with Jade?
Going with Jade.
I'm going with Naomi.
And I know why you're going with Naomi. You've been talking about this for a long time. And I wouldn't be surprised if it do happen. You've been hitting at it like the last 2 or 3 weeks. And what I seen on SmackDown last night, I can see it happening tonight. So I get why you're going with Naomi.
Yeah, I'm definitely going with Naomi on this one. It's just like her build up, and it's like people forgetting about her, disrespecting her, as she would say. And it kind of feels like that. It kind of does feel like that ever since she came back. But I'm gonna go with her tonight. And speaking of that matchup that you was talking about with EST, I think that's tomorrow night.
Yeah, I think they are Sunday night. I think the heavy hitters on heavy hitters both days, but it might be tomorrow. You might be right. I think you're right.
All right, so we got 1, 2, 3. All right, LA Knight against Jacob Fatu. This is Fatu time. This Fatu time. He coming out champion.
But yeah, I'm gonna go with Fatu as well. He's gonna be, in my opinion, he's gonna be a babyface before you know it. He came in, everybody was like, "Oh, he's this big scary monster man." But when he started cutting promos, and he's from the Bay Area, people gravitate towards that.
It's a little different, right?
It's a little different when he on that mic. And I was like, I think the first promo I heard him maybe like 2-3 months ago, and I was like, "Who is this on the microphone?" And I was like, "Oh yeah." And every time he come out, they not booing him no more. They on this side. I was, "Oh yeah, WWE got something," but something's telling me that Solo's going to rear his ugly head at some point. He's been quiet. I think she's going to show up tonight. And this is, I'm thinking Solo going to show up. And there's a couple more people on the bloodline as well that signed to WWE. We might not see them tonight. We might see them down the road. You might see Zilla come. Zilla might show up tonight. Who knows? I'm just saying. But I'm definitely gonna take our boy tonight.
Yeah, WrestleMania full of surprises. You never know what's going to happen, bro. So yeah, I'm definitely with you on that one. So we both got Jacob Fatu. Even though we feel like it could be an interference somewhere, LA Knight might retain the title. So we'll see what happens with that. Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte Flair.
You already know.
I already know who you going with, and we've been talking about this for a minute. Man, I've been wanting Charlotte to kind of like get back in that spotlight, but this could be a situation where Tiffany could come out on this.
Yeah, man. I'm it's Team Tiffy time for me, because I feel like it's. Don't get me wrong when I say this about Charlotte. She's a dog. She's probably top 3 women's wrestler of all time. You can put her up there. China leader, Trish Stratus, however you want to order them, you can put her up there. But I just think it's the young kids' time, man. It's time to out with the old, in with the new, and I think it's WWE. They're gonna Tiffany's it for them. So I'm gonna roll with Tiffany tonight. Tiffany, I always been Team Tiffany. Ever since she entered the Royal Rumble, whenever year that was, a couple of years ago. So Tiffany time for me.
Yeah, I think it was just like last year because
I think so.
She just broke the main roster like a little over a year ago. Like what a hell of a push. But Charlotte just like 39 years old. Like she's got a lot left, but at the same time, she's been banged up a lot as well. But I feel like, yeah, it is the young guns' time. But one thing I'm hoping that the writers are on my side and they give Charlotte that title, man. I mean, that's the GOAT, man. You know.
I wouldn't be mad at it, man. I wouldn't be mad at Charlotte winning the title, but it's like, do you want to see her winning for the umpteenth time, and do you want to see John Cena winning for the umpteenth time? Like, come on, man. How many times we gonna do this, man? He don't. Team Tiffy, bro. Let's Team Tiffy,
man. All right. I think this is probably like the co-main event, which I think is crazy. But Gunther and Jey Uso, I'm riding with Gunther all day. You know, I can understand the hype that's going around Jey Uso, the storylines. It's kind of leaning toward Jey Uso's way, but Gunther just won that title at SummerSlam, and I feel like it's not time for him to relinquish the title yet. You know, to get beat for the title yet. So I'm gonna go with Gunther on this one.
Okay, I respect it, man. You know where I'm going. You know, you got the universe behind you, bro. He got that rocket on his back now. He is on his back, bro. So I'm going with Jay, of course. I think they're kicking off tonight, so that's gonna be kind of crazy. They're kicking off tonight. That's gonna be a heck of an opening bout. So it's gonna be fireworks.
They're kicking off? What?
They're kicking off. I think it got confirmed like 2 days ago. But they're kicking off tonight, and that's it's gonna be fireworks early. I'm telling you right now, when Jay music hit in that stadium, it's gonna be out of control. God forbid he wins. I might be insufferable on this bad boy next time we talk, man. But yeah, man, I think it's Jay's time. He's put the work in. I remember him being the Usos back in 2012 with him and his brother just starting, you know what I'm saying? And he worked his way up, mid-card, IC champ. You know, he's been in big feuds with the Bloodline. He's main evented WrestleMania before with him and his brother 2 years ago. And he put on the show. Him and his brother put on the show last year. So I think he's built for this moment. I think the writers, see, hey, the universe is behind this guy. Let's see what we can get out. Let's see how long we can ride this train. And he even said in an interview a couple of days ago, he only got a few years left of doing this thing. He's 39 now, so I mean, why not strap the title to him and let him see what he can do with it? Let's think about all the possibilities of feuds that can happen after WrestleMania. Solo can be coming to you. Jacob can be coming to you. You know, God forbid Roman Reigns get back in the title picture. With John Cena and them, and yeah, man, I can definitely see Jay stepping up and being one of the upper echelon flag bearers of the company, and also Gunther, he's been running hot for the last 2-3 years, man, because he had the IC title for how long?
For what? Over a year or so.
Over a year or two, and then you go into SummerSlam, and then you win the WWE Championship. So you've been one of those guys. I think it's time for him. He may need a break now, and just pass it on to Jay and let's see what Jay can do with it.
That make a good point right there. Could be time for a break for the guy, man. Absolutely. For the ring general. And then the last match, Roman Reigns, CM Punk, and Seth Rollins with Paul Heyman in CM Punk's corner. This is a hard one to call, but with so much focus on CM Punk and then Roman Reigns, I think they're taking their eyes off of Seth. And one thing I told a buddy of mine, that remember when Seth stumped right in Paul Heyman's face and told him that now you owe me a favor? I wish he had whispered that in his ear. So then you would have like, hey, what did Seth whisper in Paul Heyman's ear? And then that, but we didn't get it like that. But I feel like Seth Rollins might be a sleeper in this one, so I'm gonna pick Seth, man.
Ooh, I like that one. I'm gonna go with I like this. It's all good. The story, CM Punk, he's dreamed with the main event of WrestleMania with Paul Heyman. That's all fine and dandy. But it ain't but one OTC. He's been doing it for 10 straight WrestleManias right now. And I'm gonna take Roman Reigns tonight on Revenge Tour. The way he lost his chip last year in cinematic fashion. with all the interferences and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then he's just that guy. He's gonna draw. You can't go wrong with Roman Reigns winning. I just think it's his time. He's on a revenge tour, and he's going to mow down the competition. So give me Roman Reigns. It'll be close. It's going to be some foolery. I can see, Paul Heyman doing some crazy stuff. You can see some people that might not have been on the show in a few years might show up tonight. I don't know. I'm just saying you never know with WrestleMania what the writers got up their sleeve.
I was going to say I definitely could see some kind of interference, some kind of foolery, like you said. I can definitely see something going down tonight in that one. So you taking who?
Roman.
All right, and that's night number 1. Night number 2, even more action packed, and it's 7 matches in that one. And we're gonna start with AJ Styles, Logan Paul. Who you got in this one?
Logan. Leave me Logan Paul, man. Give me Logan Paul, and I think it'll be a nice, hard fought match. They're both, good in the ring. AJ Styles is probably, like I said about Chad Gable, top 5 in the company that can, lace them up. But I like Logan Paul, man. His transition from, being a YouTube streamer going viral, whatever he did, to being actually putting in the work in the ring and showing up when the lights are bright. He hasn't disappointed me not one time that he's been on any stage, whether it was a couple years ago versus Roman Reigns in the championship match in Saudi Arabia. I didn't see that coming from him. And right then and there, I knew, okay, they got a superstar in their hands. So I think they still, build momentum with Logan Paul, and I think Logan Paul comes out on top with some foolery as well. But give me Logan Paul.
Oh, definitely some foolery. Do you see Logan Paul as a champion? Because I kind of see him as a champion. Like, he's crazy athletic, and like not just because he's athletic. Like I think he's got it. He's got some of the juice of what it takes to be a WWE superstar.
He's got it. He's got it. Don't get me wrong. He has everything: the charisma, the ring, the skill set in the ring. But him being a social media influencer, are they going to really take him serious as champion if he do become champion? That's my only thing. And I'm not saying they won't. I'm not saying they will. But that's just the one question in the back of my mind: is the WWE universe going to take him serious as a number 1 guy and a flag bearer for the company? I can definitely see it. So it wouldn't surprise me down the road he be more of a competitor for the championship down the road.
Yeah, because I mean, like if he's end up champion, then it's like, will he take that Roman approach where you only defending in a certain amount of time? Lo and behold, we ain't getting that Brock Lesnar treatment. Like, like who wants that? But I definitely think he would definitely be a champion. Sooner rather than later. I mean, you got Money in the Bank coming in the line too. So another match, we got Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre in the Sin City Street Fight. I'm gonna take Drew in this one.
I'm gonna take Priest. I'm gonna take Priest because I don't like how Priest lost the belt. I don't like that. They was pushing Priest, and people say that he a transitional champion. I didn't like that because he can cut a promo and he can perform in the ring. I know this thing been brewing up for a while between him and McIntyre, and I've been like catching on.
Especially how McIntyre lost. I didn't mean to cut you off, especially how McIntyre lost the title to him, and when he cashed the Money in the Bank last year at WrestleMania. So
this stuff been brewing for like a whole year. That's that long story, that long-term storytelling that WWE been talking about. Man, is them writers, man. I give them credit, bro. They put their pen to that paper and go to work. But yeah, give me Priest tonight, tomorrow night, and I think it's gonna be a tough fought match. You might see some foolery in that one as well.
Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez against Bayley and Lyra Valkyria. I'm gonna take This is one for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. I'm going to take Bayley and Lyra in this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Liv and Rodriguez. I'm gonna go with Liv and Olivia Rodriguez. Been there, done that. Liv, she's just too good. Judgment Day, they're gonna find a way. They find a way to get a W. Yeah. They definitely find a way. So give me Livia and Raquel Rodriguez to keep their titles.
Braun Breaker against Penta. And I mean, first WrestleMania appearance. I mean, man. Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio. I think somehow, some way, Dominic Mysterio walks out as the Intercontinental Champion.
There you go. I was them. I'm Dirty Dom too. I'm going with Dirty Dom. Only because Dom. What are they going to do with him now? You know, what's next? He's the most hated. Probably most hated in the business right now, because when he on that mic and the boos. I know they're pumping some sound in, but man, it's kind of crazy how they do it. The Ease is a heel for sure. He can go in the ring. He can compete with the best. He's been in the ring with the best of the best. If not now, then when are you going to push him? You know, because clearly, if you're putting him in this spot on the greatest show in April, there's what can we do with him? Can we push him? So I'm going with Dirty Dom tomorrow, and he's going to put on a good show as always. He's Mysterio. He's in his bloodline. He's bred for this. If that where you say that. So give me Dirty Dom.
I was just about to say that because he's been around it for so long. He learned from Eddie Guerrero, learned from his dad. So, and as of late, he's been looking very aggressive in the ring. He's been looking pretty sharp. So. Why not him? I feel like the Judgment Day, especially if Liv or Raquel, if they interfere somehow, Carlito interferes somehow. I definitely think Dominic can. This is his night. This is Dominic's night. We're gonna call it right now. This is his night, man.
This is his moment, man. This is definitely his moment. And then I see I like Braun Breaker, but he's more of a Universal Championship type of guy to me. So I can see them taking the strap off him and putting him in that picture, So I can see the transition from Dom to Braun going up and competing for the WWE Championship, the Universal Championship. I can see him in that light here soon. So early at SummerSlam, if you ask me. So
what about that World Heavyweight Championship?
That either one, whichever one he want to go after. And they got a little history too, so
exactly. And I meant to put this earlier when we was talking about the World Heavyweight Championship, different title, but you can understand the concept. Beautiful. Oh yeah. I feel like he would look good in that, but that Universal Championship, I think it screams his name because dude, he's electric, man. He's got everything that you want in a superstar.
And so, once again, it's in his bloodlines.
It's in his bloodline. In his damn bloodline.
Exactly. So
Randy Orton in an open challenge.
Man, I don't know, man. I've been trying to scratch my head all week trying to figure out what do they have up their sleeves, bro? Because the last time we had an open challenge at WrestleMania was WrestleMania 38, and who was the American Nightmare showed up. How can you top this? Seth Rollins, he was on the mic. Hey, I do anybody. I fight anybody. How can you top Cody Rhodes 3 years later? So I had no clue. This one is going to be a surprise to me. I don't even know where to start to think. So,
and you got to think WrestleMania, it's got to be big. Exactly. But it kind of makes Randy look a little like I kind of feel bad for him because his match that he was supposed to have was against Kevin Owens, and then Kevin Owens got injured.
Right.
Now you had an open challenge. It's like I think this is like the last WrestleMania for Randy Orton. Like the door is closing.
Yeah.
If you're looking at a WrestleMania, like just to have a WrestleMania match is an important role for you in this. knowing that he's used to, championships at WrestleMania. So I think the door is closing on him. I don't know who the challenger is going to be.
Well, I did WWE, and I don't know I don't know how you feel about this guy, but WWE, they did sign Rusev back a couple weeks ago. So he's back with the company now. But I don't know if that's mania worthy. That wouldn't excite me. That wouldn't get me up off my seat. Be like, okay, time to lock in, Randy. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, you can throw Rusev out there, but I don't know. I really don't know, bro. We all gonna be glued to our seats trying to figure out when he come out. I don't know, man.
We shall find out who Randy Orton opponent is for tomorrow night. We got Io Sky defending the Women's World Championship against Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. And I'm going off right now, and I'm saying Bianca Belair is winning that title, and she's on the verge of a heel run. Bianca's winning the title.
I'm gonna agree with you. I'm going with Bianca as well, and I can see a turn. Maybe not tomorrow, but maybe going into SummerSlam, and I can definitely see a heel turn coming.
You've been kind of seeing it brewing, like especially like last night,
Mm-hmm.
and recently, like you can tell it's brewing. The crowds is booing her now. And she's catching on to it. So I definitely feel the heel turn on the horizon. And I feel like she's going to win tomorrow night. You think so too? And the main event for the undisputed WWE Championship, we got Cody Rhodes defending the title against John Cena. I'm calling it right now. I think Cena's going to walk out of Vegas as the world champion.
Same way I feel about Charlotte. Same way I feel about Cena. Don't get me wrong, man. I just give me Cody. Like what are we doing here, man? Like if Cena wins, like what are we doing? We know it's a farewell to John Cena, and this is last year. But are we really doing long storytelling if we're gonna give Cena the belt? Because he's only got a few more dates this year, the big four, and maybe a couple of Saturday night main events. Who's gonna headline WrestleMania 42? He can't go in there as the champion when he's going to drop the belt. So you're going to put the belt on him for a few months. That's why I say it doesn't make any sense. I think Cena wanted to get that heel turn out of his system before he retires. And why not do it on the grandest stage of them all, WrestleMania? Everybody will have their eyes glued. So give me Cody. And only merit is, he's the flag bearer of the company right now. He's the baby face. And plus there's more to do. You can do more with Cody 2-3 years down the road if John Cena's saying he's really his last hoorah for sure with the company.
Absolutely. I feel like Cena they could do some things with Cena in this. I know it may seem boring to some, but you can actually make it a little entertaining. Where you got Cena holding the belt, Cena and Cody go at it for a couple months, and then maybe Cena loses it at one of the at SummerSlam or Survivor Series or one of the other pay-per-views. I think he gets to the end of the year.
Yeah, I think he's booked up until December, I want to believe.
Yeah. So there's some storylines you can put in there and make it interesting. And have Cody trying to go back at his belt. And of course you got Roman on the horizon too, and everybody. I mean, we don't know what's gonna happen.
Right, but you're absolutely sorry to cut you off, but you're absolutely right. We just don't know. But you got to remember, and I know you remember this, but after Cody won the belt last year, right? Who came out on Raw that following night? Rock said, "Hey, we still got unfinished business." So I can see them. Hey, WrestleMania 42, Cody versus Rock. That's what I'm saying. Keep it on Cody. Keep it on him. Build to 42, and somehow, if you can maneuver that thing to a triple threat, Cody, Roman, and Rock at 42, absolute cinema. That's the only reason why I'm saying keep it on Cody. He's the flag bearer of the company, and then when Rock came out night after WrestleMania on Raw, he said, "Hey, we got unfinished business. I see you down the road." it makes all the sense in the world. But hey, that's just me.
He wanted soul. Cody didn't give him. Hey.
He still wear the People's Champ belt that Muhammad Ali gave him. So it's like, hey, I mean, plus, hey, I'm part owner of this company, so I can do whatever I want to do. If I want to insert myself and back into the title picture, I can. So that's why I say, hey, man, I can see Cody Rock at WrestleMania 42. I can see Cody, Roman, and Rock in a triple threat because of how I can see some kind of rift between Roman and Rock, and Roman sneaking back into the picture. It can go so many ways, bro. But that's why I say keep it on Cody because of long story telling for sure.
WrestleMania kicks off at what, 7?
7, yeah.
One more question. Do you think it's too many damn matches?
I don't think it's too many matches. I think it's too damn long. Bro, 18 hours? 18 hours? Don't get me wrong. I'm going to be the dummy that's going to be up watching all 18 hours of it. Don't get me wrong. I am, but this is too much, man. And I do like I don't think it's too many matches. I think 14 is about right. 7 a night. But I do feel like some people got left off that deserve to be on that card. Carmelo Hayes, Andrade, they should have been on the card. My boys we were just talking about earlier, Montez Ford and them, they should have been on the card. The ones that,
how you don't have that ladder match or how you don't have that at WrestleMania.
Right. The Ballers. I feel like they should have been on the card. Who else is not on the card that I felt like should have been on there?
Chelsea Green.
I don't think Nia Jax on the card.
No.
I mean, I like Nia. Don't get me wrong. I think she should have been on the card. Maybe I'm just out of touch with it. But yeah, man, that's how I feel. I don't think it's too many matches. The build up is the build up. They've been doing it for 40 years now, so I understand. I do like the 2-night thing, and I'm glad SummerSlam's going to 2-night as well. Cardi B's hosting SummerSlam, so that's going to be huge. So the women that's going to be their show. That's going to be their showcase for sure. I respect WWE doing that by bringing her in. Hot take for you. I don't like the WrestleMania 41 stage. I don't like it. When they did the reveal yesterday, I don't like it. I thought I was getting you in Vegas, you in Sin City, you getting the glitz, the glamour, and you come to this plain Jane, old retro looking 70s stage. I'm like, maybe it's just me. When you see it tonight, you can let me know if you feel anything different, but I'm not a fan of the stage. I thought 39 Hollywood, that was the best one I've seen. But that's just my little hot take on the side about that.
And we will check that out whenever we get a chance to view that. Cutting the TV on now, getting it started. But we'll check that entrance out. Oh, I see it now.
I don't like it, bro. I don't like it. Maybe it's me, man.
I don't know, man. I'm just excited for the show. I'm ready to do. This shit been brewing. Excuse my language. This has been brewing for how long this is. You know what I'm saying? From Royal Rumble, from Royal Rumble all the way. It's basically WrestleMania, and then the draft. It kind of falls in the same line. You got the draft next week, which we'll have coverage on that too. But it all kind of falls in that same line where it's like after January, it seems so long for it to get here, and now now it's here. So, anything else you got? Any final thoughts you got tonight?
No, man. I'm just looking forward to always going to be some surprises. I'm looking to see who going to show up that nobody's talking about. Like they hit Cody a couple years ago. Nobody knew Cody was coming. Nobody knew Cody left AEW. Like what? I'm just looking for that wow factor tonight. Just looking for a good show. Triple H being in charge now. I know he's going to move it in the right direction as he should. Looking to see if somebody from NXT show up. Me, I'm a big Trick Williams guy, but we probably won't see him this Mania. Probably see him in the future. But yeah, man, we got 20 minutes before the show starts. They're gonna do the national anthem, and Match is probably gonna start at 7:05, 7:10. We're gonna kick off with Jay and Gunther and look for them to tear the house down, man, for sure. And of course, they in Allegiant Stadium, home of the for sure. So we gotta show up and show out, and the city of Las Vegas is gonna definitely be in for a good treat tonight. Side note, by the way, I ain't trying to like ruin your happiness or nothing. I know you're excited tonight, but the Pistons, dog, they dealing with your boys right now. I know they playing right now. Motorcade is showing out right now, so I ain't want to just spoil it, but I know you gonna probably peek at it here when we get off. So, but that's all I got, Bo.
Yeah, that'll make me feel good. Yeah, I think the same thing as you. We're looking for the surprise. This is WrestleMania, so plenty of surprises. Looking to see what superstars going to come. Yeah, I think it looks good, bro.
Yeah.
The entrance and everything.
Yeah, man, I don't know, man. I'm just not a fan of this. Looks. You know how you get hyped up and you get gassed up for certain things. Like, I always look forward to two things: the matches at WrestleMania, the build up, or three things, and then when the reveal. And I guess I was too amped up for this reveal, and I was expecting more. And I'm like, I don't know. Maybe when I see it live, when people's in the crowd and stuff, that might change my mind. But WrestleMania 39 was so over the top and so. They said that's the bar too high for me, and so we'll see here in a few minutes.
Yeah, WrestleMania 39. I always pay attention to the entrances too, and like Roman Reigns' entrance at WrestleMania 39 was like one of the best.
Yeah, that was top 5 probably of all time, bro.
I mean, you walking 5 miles to the ring.
Be tired, be blown up before you even get to the ring. Be ask for be there getting the ask for a prime drink before you even start. It's crazy. Yeah, I'm definitely excited. Ooh, look at Detroit, boy. Ooh, I ain't gonna do that to you, but
man, we about to go ahead and cut this on off and get on up out of here and get ready for WrestleMania. You got about under 20 minutes now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see how my Knicks doing. 7-game series, so we'll see how that goes. For Washington, episode 4, Larry Patterson, GT 365 on GTSN. Until then, we got draft coverage next week. So
yes.
Until then.